Hey everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of WizBits Random Gaming, and today I'm down at one of my locals, Ilford CEX's. Now I'm hoping to pick up some Wii U stuff today as I look to take one step further to hitting that full set. Now if you happen to like this kind of content, please take the time to consider subscribing to the channel. It's much appreciated, and if I see you out and about, I'll buy you a Twix. Even a king size, if you ask nicely. Now, nothing really much to write home about in the window today, although I've not seen that Hot Wheels game on the PlayStation 5 before. Any idea if that's any good, anyone? Let me know in the comments below. So straight away I head into the retro cabinets, and there's not a great deal on offer in terms of retro here, but still some nice stuff nevertheless. Some quite expensive Xbox 360 stuff, as you can see here. Now I'm really interested in Killer is Dead. Pretty decent selection of control pads here as well. Nothing really, that screams to me, pick me up, buy me. And the PlayStation Portal, they seem to be coming down in price. A lot of my friends have actually got one of these after I initially dismissed the entire concept. I think I might actually be getting in the mood to actually pick one of these up. Never thought I'd say that. Now, as we all know, if you want a Joy-Con, CEX has definitely got you covered. And a pretty nice variety of colours here today. And look at this, I've never seen a box set of this game. No idea what this special edition has got inside. If you've got that, let me know in the comments. Now, I really love this Dreamcast arcade stick. Real classic, and for me, one of the first arcade fighting sticks that I ever had the pleasure of using. Decent selection of Mega Drive stuff there. Only the one Dreamcast game and a really nice blue PSP there. Not something you see too often. Now as we get in a little bit closer, you can see we've got a few loose cartridge stuff here. And a copy of Thunder Force 4 there at £58. That should be front and centre. Couple of Game Boys here and a decent selection of PlayStation Vitas. Now this is more like it. I love the colour on the Xbox controller here. I love the colour scheme. As I've said many times, I always prefer the Xbox colours and the designs that they come out with. This see-through metallic type one is a real example of what I prefer over what PlayStation are currently doing. Now, it's not really coming through, I don't think, too much on the camera, but I've not seen that bronze edition of the Xbox One before. It's pretty nice. Now over to the most boring, bland spines you can possibly get, the PlayStation 2. However, what a library. Let's not knock it just because the spines don't look great. Possibly the greatest games library on any console out there. It's definitely got a good argument for it anyway. Now here's a PlayStation 2 game that I've got very little knowledge of. Dark Tournament. Now I'm not going to try and pronounce the main title because I'm going to butcher it, but yeah, it looks pretty decent from what I see here. However, it's a £30 game. I'm going to do a bit of research before I potentially look to pick that one up. You got Sega Soccer Slam there. I've had that one for ages, and you know what? I've never played it. Garfield there. I'm sure the game's terrible, but I do like Garfield. And a game that I'm not too familiar here with, Sitting Ducks. Ah, now this is more like it. Blood Rain. I've never owned a copy of Blood Rain, and in fact, I've never played it. So I think I might be picking this one up today. Maybe not. Look at that. It's a real shame because I don't see that one too often. Now, I'm not going to lie, the PlayStation 3 section in the Ilford branch is dead. There's nothing really going on here apart from your common titles. There's nothing really that stands out. And if there is anything, then I've probably already got it. Very uninspiring section of PlayStation 3 games here today. But to be honest, I wasn't too disappointed, as it's not a system that I'm actively looking to collect for too much in the future. I'm pretty content with what I've got on the PlayStation 3. There are some select titles I would like to get, but I'm not in a rush. Now, the PlayStation 4 still dominates in every branch of CEX that you go to. Now, we all know why. Big seller, big system, and a lot of people are still playing the system to this day. And the fact that the PlayStation 5 can play 99% of these games means that these games will continue to sell. We've got Cotton Rebooted there on the PlayStation 4. If you like your shmups, you've got to get that one. It's a great game. Fun time to be had with that one. I've actually got it on the Switch and not the PlayStation 4, but regardless, it plays the same. Now, Don't Knock Twice is the sort of game that I look at and I think to myself, I wouldn't mind picking that one up, but it means setting up that god-awful PlayStation VR setup, and I haven't got time for that. It's just too much hassle once it's put away. It's a real shame that the new PSVR 2 hasn't had the support that it should have done, because from what I see, it's a lot easier to set up. It's essentially plug and play. Now, whilst we've got a good selection of Xbox One and Series games, there's really nothing here that I really wanted to pick up on the day. I do like collecting it for the system because it does tend to be a little bit cheaper than your PlayStation, but a lot of these games are already available on Game Pass, and if I wanted to own them, I probably already do. I think every shop, whether it's independent or CEX, really struggle to sell the Xbox One and Series games. They really do. I think they've all got them in abundance, and yeah, it's down to Game Pass. Now, the Ilford branch of CEX, I have picked up some absolute gems in the past on the 360 looking around. I remember picking up Death Smiles 1 and 2 in here. I might have picked up Lollipop Chainsaw at one point. And I think at least one of the cave shooters as well that I've picked up in here. So it's always good to dig deep and see what you can find. Now, here is a game that's sorely missing from my 360 collection, King of Fighters. However, every time I see that game out and about in person, it's always a reprinted cover. Now look at this Balchero, I don't know how to pronounce it, But that was £12 at one point. Since it got nominated for Game of the Year, CEX took full advantage and then whacked that price right up. Now, what in the name of Richard Attenborough is this? Yeah, let's put that straight back. Mr. Gimmick there. Strange that I should see this one today. I actually got Mr. Gimmick 2 arrived this morning from Limited Run Games. Now, I've got Mr. Gimmick 1 on the Evercade, and wow, great platformer, but the difficulty level, the curve, it's real, it's insane. Frustration overload, but a good game nevertheless. Now here's a game I've never ever heard of. It appears to be some kind of point and click game, which aren't really my thing, but it's definitely something I was intrigued by. Let me know in the comments if you've played that game, and did I miss a trick today by not picking it up? Got the SNK collection there. I picked this one up only last week from Amazon for $14.99. Really happy with that. Some absolute arcade classics on there, although to be honest with you, it isn't the creme la de creme of the SNK library, but for the price I paid, I'm still very content. Another game here that I've never seen before, although it does appear to be some sort of card type game. Hello? J.K. Rowling is coming for you at some point. Maybe not today, but soon. Spells and Secrets. Euphoria 2. Now this was priced around about £22 last time I saw it. It's now down to £10. Again, I've got this one on the Evercade, well, the original rather. So this one is quite interesting, especially at £10. It's gone down quite dramatically. And here we've got a Wii U game that I need. As I said, I am looking out for the Wii U stuff. 007 Legends. It's absurdly priced when you consider how much that game goes for on other systems, but needs must. Now, Ilford is one of those branches that puts its Wii U games in amongst the Wii stuff itself, and I understand why. There's not a great deal of Wii U stuff out there in a lot of these branches, but you've got to be careful, you've got to dig deep, as you never know what you might find. But on the flip side of that, you never know what you're going to miss either if you brush past it. So yeah, it can be a bit challenging at times, and you've got to take your time flipping through this. At least you know where you're looking, because the blue stands out like a sore thumb. And I think I found another one that I need. Yep, Splinter Cell Blacklist. Again, this is one I see not too often, but when I do, it's cover reprints. I think I'm going to pick that one up today. Pikmin All Alone there. One solitary GameCube game. Before we have a look at the OG Xbox section. Now, it's not a bad section, but really nothing here to write home about. So let's take a look at what I picked up today. I picked up the 007 Legends on the Wii U, as it is one that I need. Didn't like paying the £20 for it, although I was using vouchers today, which kind of softened the blow a little bit. Now, I've heard mixed reviews about this game. I think I've got it on the PS3. It's another one I've never got around to playing. I think I'll probably play on the Wii U, just so that I feel that I'm getting some kind of value for money, as yeah, it's a little bit more expensive on this particular system. Now, carrying on the Wii U theme, I did also pick up that copy of Splinter Cell Blacklist today. That's 2 ticked off the Wii U list today. So in my eyes, that's a pretty successful day out. Picking up one game on the Wii U if you're going to just the one branch of CX, in my eyes, is a bit of a success. So recently I picked up 4 when I went to Southend. I thought that was an amazing success. So to pick 2 up not too long after that trip. Yeah, really happy with that. And the final game that I picked up today is that Euphoria sequel on the PlayStation 5. I've seen good reviews of this, and at £10 I was never going to leave this one behind. I spoke to the lady behind the counter. She told me that the store itself had brought this in brand new, so it is essentially a brand new game, and there is some DLC inside, and it should hopefully still work. So there you go, that was Ilford CEX in March 2025, one of my locals, and I've always had pretty good success in this game, picking up a lot of the cheaper titles, and today I came out quite content with 2 Wii U games. I'm on around about 84 to 85 now, out of a possible 163, I believe, if you're trying to obtain the full set. Anyway guys, thank you once again for watching. If you happen to like the content, please take the time to consider subscribing to the channel. It's much appreciated, and I'll see you all on the next video. Take care for now.